Welcome back. My name is Leigh from Liver's Kitchen. Today we're going to be discussing Dr. William Davis's SIBO and L-Reuteri yogurts, and I'm going to give you my tips on how to make it. So it's pretty cold today. It is about 12 degrees and it's pretty windy, so I'm in front of the fire today. And today we're going to be discussing how to make Dr. William Davis's SIBO and L-Reuteri yogurts, and I'm going to show you how to make them and give my tips on it as well. So I thought I'd give you some background on how I actually got here with more natural ways to actually heal the body and everything. And it all came about 5 years ago. I had a panic attack, and after that I had issues with my throat and everything. It felt like it was all inflamed and everything. And when I went to bed, it basically felt like my cat was actually sleeping on my neck. And I barely got any sleep or anything like that. I went to my doctor, he did a blood test, he checked my thyroid just because it's there, and my family has different issues with the thyroids as well. So he checked that out, did the blood test, nothing came back. So he gave me a prescription for this thing called pantoprazole, and that's where things changed. So I took that for 2 months, and I noticed some different things. So firstly, we went to the zoo as a family and we had sandwiches, and when I got home, I was really sick, like I had really bad gastro. So I went to my sister, are the kids okay? Because the kids are more likely to get gastro and everything. And she's like, no, they're fine. And I think it was the medication. And then another thing was I started getting really depressed, and I started doing some research, and I found out that the pantoprazole reduces your stomach acid in your stomach, but you need stomach acid to actually do things such as extract all these vitamins out of your food, and as well, it also kills all the pathogens that come through all your food as well. So that's why I got sick, and that's why I got depressed. So this stuff, I went cold turkey, stopped taking it. And since then, I've been trying to do different remedies, such as adding more acid and everything to my stomach and all that. And till then, they've helped a little bit, but they haven't exactly stopped my issues and everything. And then, so I have been subscribed to Dr. Eric Berg for a while, and he came up with Dr. William Davis's L-Reuteri yogurt. So I decided to give that a go. Now, this was last year. I'd broken my foot and had nothing else better to do, so I decided to do that, and I was taking it every day. So what does L-Reuteri do? So it actually boosts the hormone oxytocin, and that is the motherly love hormone. It also gives you smoother skin. If you didn't know, I'm 39 years old. It restoration of muscle, accelerated healing, reduces appetite through the reduction of temptation. It increases testosterone in men, increases libido, preserves bone density. About half people will get better and deeper sleep. I have noticed that I do sleep a lot better now. It may also help with the prevention of SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And the thing with L-Reuteri is that it can actually colonize the whole digestive system. And that means from the mouth right down to the other side. So what Dr. William Davis does is he actually ferments this in an actual dairy product. And what it does is it's very similar to yogurt. You're going to grab one capsule, which is about 20 billion counts of microbes, and we're going to ferment it for a long period of time. And you're going to finish with a product that has over 250 billion counts of these microbes. And because we're missing this microbe, it's going to be more colonized in our body a lot easier. So I took this yogurt for about 6 months, and I'm going to say my sleep has actually increased. I take a while to get to sleep usually, but once I'm asleep, I'm typically asleep, which is really good. I used to actually wake up quite a bit. And the other thing is the actual oxytocin. And what I've noticed is I actually feel for a lot of people, And when they need help or there's an issue or something, I go up to them, make sure they're okay and everything. And, you might not notice yourself, but other people might notice it and really appreciate it. So after looking at Dr. William Davis's articles and everything, I discovered that he actually classifies GERD and reflux as a part of SIBO. So I wanted to take this yogurt one step further, and I wanted to make his SIBO yogurt. So what is SIBO? So SIBO is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. It's a condition where there's an excessive amount of bacteria in the small intestine that is typically not found in concentrations there. So it's overgrown there and it's causing issues. So this overgrowth can actually disrupt normal digestion and lead to various symptoms such as abdominal pain, bloating, diarrhea, malabsorption of nutrients, even rosacea, whereas the reddening of your cheeks and everything, that is SIBO. And Dr. William Davis even classifies GERD and reflux as a part of SIBO. And taking his yogurt has potential to fix the gut imbalance and greatly reduce these symptoms. So there's 2 other microbes that he includes with his SIBO yogurt, and I'm just going to go through them, and then I'm going to show you how to make it. So the first microbe that he adds to this L-Reuteri yogurt is the Lactobacillus gasseri, and this colonizes the small intestine, and it is capable of suppressing or killing species of SIBO. So that is a really good help there. And then the other one is Bacillus subtilis, and this has replaced Bacillus coagulans because it was actually harder to actually ferment. And this product reduces bloating, belching, flatulence, and can also reduce constipation and indigestion as well. Now, with this last microbe, I could not get it, but I did some research and I decided to use Saccharomyces boulardii instead. And I've already done a video on that. I do a fermented drink and I just do that separately. And from the research, it has potential to actually fight with SIBO as well. It is a yeast, it's not a microbe, and it's similar to what you use in brewing. It was used many years ago for treating diarrhea as well. It doesn't take up residence, but what they say is that this Saccharomyces boulardii actually goes into the colon and actually feeds all these new microbes. And I ferment this as juice, and I take that with my SIBO yogurt as well. So to make this yogurt, you're going to need a L-Reuteri capsule. So I'm using the Swanson brand, and from iHerb I saw there was some positive reviews about it, so I'm using that. So Dr. William Davis actually suggests a certain brand, and that is because it has a certain strain of L-Reuteri that is definitely missing from our body and has a lot more potential to actually fix issues and everything. This one is probably a combination of all of the actual microbes, and I'm okay with that. It's going to do something rather than nothing. But if you want to actually get the full effects and everything, Dr. William Davis does have his own product. It's a little bit expensive, but because we're fermenting it like a yogurt and everything, we're not going to be using this much, so it's going to be well worth it. Secondly, this is the Lactobacillus gasseri. Again, just a Swanson brand. I've seen positive reviews about this one as well, so I'll be just using that. You're going to need some inulin. So this is the first inulin that I brought. And you can see it's a little bit clumpy now, so the oxygen's got to it, and I think that might have caused some issues later on, which I'm going to discuss. And then I've got this other inulin that I got on iHerb, which is the Now brand. And then what you're going to need is you're going to need some pasteurised, I think ultra pasteurised, half and half. Now, here in Australia, we do not have half and half, and we don't have it actually pasteurised. So I'm just using a bottle of full cream ultra pasteurised milk. Now, I've tried it with just using heavy cream and milk, but I find it does split and everything, so I'm not a huge fan of that. So I've just stuck with just using the milk. So for this as well, you're going to need a yogurt maker. So you're going to need a yogurt maker that you can actually set the temperature and it can stay on for long periods. So I have a yogurt maker that I brought online. It was about $90, and I can set a temperature and I can have it for extended periods. And it's got 9 jars in it, which is actually perfect because that means it's basically just 1 serve per day, and it's actually worked out really good. So to actually make this, what we're going to do is I'm going to pour about half a cup of milk into a microwavable container, and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of inulin, and we're going to actually microwave this. And even though the milk is already pasteurized, the inulin might not be actually sterile. And as you can see here, this inulin has clumped now. That means oxygen's actually got to that, and some moisture and everything. That means microbes could have actually got to that as well. So I had some issues a little while ago. And so what I've been doing is I've been microwaving the milk with the inulin in it. And since then, I haven't had any issues. So if you had issues with it splitting or splitting too much, that might be an issue, and just try that instead. So I'm going to microwave this at about a minute, get this nice and hot. And then in our bowl, we're going to add the rest of the milk, and we're going to add our 2 microbes. So if you're just doing L-Reuteri, just add your L-Reuteri microbe. If you're doing your SIBO yogurt, then add the other microbes as well. So after we've added our microbes, we're going to give it a really good stir and make sure that is all good. So once all that has all been stirred and combined, we're going to pour this into our jars for our yogurt maker, or whatever vessel that you use to actually ferment it in. You can also use a sous vide machine as well, or some Instant Pots do have a setting that you can set the natural temperature. And what we're going to do is we're going to pour into our jars, add a little bit of water down the bottom of our yogurt maker, and we're going to set it for 38 degrees, and we're going to set this for 36 hours. So just keep in mind, when you go to actually make this, if you make this at midday, it's going to be ready at midnight the next night. So just keep that in mind. So if you make it at 3 p.m, it's going to be ready at 3 a.m. And you don't want to keep it fermenting any longer than that, because after the 36 hours, the microbes do start to actually die off. So just keep that in mind. So it's actually suggested you have half a cup of this for about 6 months. And that's when you're going to start to feel all the actual benefits of it. It will take a little while, depending on how bad your gut is and everything. You might need to do it longer. You might be able to do it shorter. And after that, you'll be able to maybe take it every second day or something like that. And you're going to see the benefits of it. So when you do your first batch, put it into the fridge and just let it chill before you actually eat it. Now, this is one of my first batches as well. And you can see it looks quite separated, and it's quite a bit and everything. So what you can do is you can either pour off this whey and just eat the yogurt as is. But what I like to do is I actually like to just stir this in and basically just drink up. And it's not completely smooth either. And I'm just gonna swallow it down. Now, the taste of it, it's kind of like a yogurt, it's kind of like a cheese. So it kind of reminds me of like a liquid feta cheese. So if you like feta cheese, you're gonna love this. If you don't, just take it as like a, it's like medicine, and all medicine tastes like crap, doesn't it? And that's it. And then when we make our next batch, keep in mind, you can use a batch of your previous ferment, and we can add this to our milk and inulin and just stir it in. You don't need the microbes from the actual containers anymore, and you can re-ferment it. And you're actually going to get a thicker product this way as well. When you first ferment it, you're going to get like a first batch effect, and it's going to be a lot runnier. The second time should be a lot thicker and everything as well. So I have greatly reduced my reflux and GERD. I do have a couple of times where it does flare up, and usually I think that's caffeine or spicy food. But compared to how it used to be, completely different, and I'm really happy with that. So I'm really seeing the actual benefits of eating the SIBO yogurt. So I'm going to keep on doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it until I feel 100%. So I'm keen to know who else has actually given this a go and has seen the benefits of this yogurt. And let me down below, what sort of benefits have you got from taking this. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.